Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am super appreciative of your time. Thank you. Today marks the first episode of my new YouTube series titled Talk by Talk. And for those of you, my few people that I have who have long subscribed to my channel, thank you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for sticking around. Even though I wasn't posting videos, you did not unsubscribe. I appreciate that. And for those of you who are new, if you're just coming across my video, please kindly subscribe. Kindly subscribe. I'm here to stay this time. Hence my series, Talk by Talk. When I started back doing video back in 2022, I didn't feel like I was ready after I started. Before I started, I thought I was ready. Then when I started, I didn't feel like I was ready because I had so much going on. I just had a baby at the time. And then I went back after maternity leave. Life just, different things just happened, kept happening. And I just put that at the back burner. Last year, I started trying to define what it is I wanted to put out to the world whenever I would set up a camera to talk. This probably would have come before now, but I have been suffering from major imposter syndrome, and I did not even realize that till it became really, really bad. But I'm here now, so somehow I think I have fought my way through. I'm still dealing with the symptoms here and there, but I'm here now, and I'm excited about this series. His name, Talk by Talk, means so much to me, so much. This name is inspired by my grandma, my late grandma. Back when I was small, living back in my home country, Nigeria, people will always collect rainwater when rain falls. And for my grandma, she will always put out her bucket, even if it wasn't raining heavy. She will always do that. And when you ask her, oh, it's not raining so much, why do we need to put bucket out for the little drops of water to go in? And she'll be like, drop by drops fills the pot. And that has stuck with me for such a long time. When I was struggling, going back and forth in my head, every idea seems they seem big until I make it small in my head. Every idea seemed like a good idea until I talk myself out of it. And then I just you know what? I'm just going to take it one step at a time, little by little, like my grandma would say, drop, 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 and it fills the pot. So I'm just going to take it one talk at a time, hence the name, Talk by Talk. So I'm super excited. I'm happy about it. I'm hoping that this would lead into something serious. If I come up here and talk about something, if it touches just one person, I think I'll be happy with life. Let me tell you guys about this imposter syndrome, y'all. Let me tell you guys, it's a serious thing. And I know that at least 1 out of 3 persons suffers from imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is the feeling that you get when you are afraid to be exposed of not being good enough. You are afraid that somebody is going to figure out that you're not as smart as people think you are. You are scared that you are not competent enough. No matter your achievement, no matter your education level, no matter your experience, you're always hanging on the edge, just waiting for the ball to drop. And it's such a defeating feeling because it brews a lot of feelings that sometimes you can't even control. Anxiety, self-doubt, fear of failing, perfectionism. Just imagine battling with all of those things. It's a lot. When I realized what it was and then start thinking about it, I dated back to when I was in college. When I started feeling that way, I started having fear of failure at such a young age. It's crazy. And when I was thinking about starting a YouTube series, I was just you don't want to know the things I thought about. I'm I can't do this. There's no way I can deliver on anything as good as it's supposed to be. There are people doing it better. I can never measure up. I don't even have the influence, the audience to take my message anywhere. Even if I have anything to say, who's going to listen? Who's going to want to hear what I have to say? Who am I? I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a social media influencer. Who knows me? I have a very small subscriber on social media. I don't have a lot. And then I will talk about all these things. And for someone who has 3 degrees, when I tell you guys, I have some major limiting beliefs. I always have these feelings of that I'm not good enough, that I don't have what it takes, that someone's going to figure out I'm a fraud. Someone's going to figure out I'm not as smart. Someone's going to figure out I'm just going to drop the ball and fail. I self-beat myself a lot. I criticize myself a lot. I know so many people deal with imposter syndrome and I don't know what it is. And I feel like once you realize what it is, you know how to battle it. That feeling like a fraud, feeling like a thief, feeling like you're always taking the back door to everything. It's so subtle that you will not even know. You procrastinate, you push things aside, you postpone important things, push projects aside. I do that a lot. In trying to figure out the path I wanted to take with this series, I really start leaning into myself to try to understand, why do I feel this way? And I was asking myself, how do you even know you don't have what it takes? How do you know? That only happened because I realized that I am suffering from something. And once I put a name to it, it's try to silence those limiting beliefs and replace them with something else. I'm replacing them with little by little, you will get to where you need to get to. It's not a race. You just have to get out of your head and get on going. Do it with fear. Do it with all this doubt. Just do it. Because at the end of the day, these feelings, they'll probably still just be lingering around probably for the rest of my life in trying to venture into things and doing new things and picking up new challenges. These feelings will probably always creep up. But now I know what it is. And I know a lot of people go through this. It cannot be only me. I know so many people from looking at research. I know that at least 1 out of 3 persons experience this. No matter how well accomplished you are, no matter how educated you are, no matter how experienced you are in your profession, no matter how much you think you've done, whenever you are on your way to pick up new challenges, to try something else, it's always that little voice that are you sure this is a good idea? You think you can pull this off? People doing it and they're doing it better than you. Some people have the gravitas to just push through, while some other people succumb to it. I have succumbed to it. I'm not even gonna lie about that. I'm not ashamed to say it. I have succumbed to it. I have bought into that, and that has affected how I move about things, the pace at which I pursue things. Definitely affected it. Definitely 100%. Because I would say procrastination is my other name. Procrastinate a lot of times because I'm not sure. Even the little achievement that I've made, I just don't feel like. I still feel like I haven't done enough. I still feel like I am behind in life. I still feel like you feel like you're not good enough. That imposter syndrome. You feel like, one day you're going to get exposed and everybody will see that you're not as smart. You're not as brilliant. You're not as intelligent as people perceive you to be. You're not you're not the expert people think you are. That is imposter syndrome. And I know that it is a defeating feeling. And I'm telling you to lean into yourself and try to combat that. Try to combat that with little steps. Because I wanted this to be the first thing I talk about, because it is the reason why my series took me well over a year to finally say, okay, I think I'm ready to sit down, and I think I'm ready to sit down and talk about the things that I want to talk about. I like to sit behind the camera and talk about things like this, and there's a lot of platform I could do that, but I've somehow talked myself out of stuff. So 30 something years later, I'm starting at 30 something years in my life and hoping that, I can stick to it. I can keep at it and continue to pursue my my dream, my vision to impact lives, no matter how slow. At least I'm on my way. Like, that's what matters to me right now. I'm on my way, and I'm very well aware that I will always sometimes have this feeling that I'm not good enough, that someone's gonna figure out that I'm not as smart. But I'm smart. But somehow I feel like I'm not as smart. In my own way, I think I am. But somehow, sometimes that voice, they just hang around you. And I know they hang around lovers. And this is why I am here to tell you today that that voice has no power. If you can't do it by yourself, if you can't shut it down, get help. Talk to a therapist, talk to your friends about it. I remember telling my best friend that I think I have imposter syndrome. I remember telling my best friend, like, what's the point? Why am I even applying for these cybersecurity jobs? If I get employed, I'm going to be fired the next day because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I will not know what I'm doing. Studying about stuff, having a master's does not qualify me to have this kind of job. And I told my friend, I feel like an imposter applying for these jobs. And those are bad. Imagine being the weapon that formed against your own selves, and then it prosper all the time. It's bad. It's a terrible feeling. But I hope that someone somewhere will watch this video and say, this is what has been happening to me. The bottom line is identifying what it is, and then you can learn to navigate your way around all those limiting beliefs and little voices in our head that says you don't have this, when in fact you have what it takes to nail anything that you put your mind into doing. Part of this journey is just like putting what is my heart out there, what I learned out there, and in hopes that it will touch one person. That's the goal. That's the vision. That's the dream. So yeah, thank you again for sticking around. I'm just going to stop here so I don't keep rambling, but I am excited you are here. If you are new, please subscribe to my channel. Bye.